Thursday, don't worry. Monday didn't. And then what about Friday? She does have a little.
We gotta get you a
Gimbal.
A gimbal.
Oh wait, we're live! I bumped it with my thumb.
Put the camera on Ted,
How
not
are
me.
you planning to move this with your new tripod thing?
That's why we need a gimbal. Oh my God, look at this.
Hey, don't forget to get a shot of me, Jeff.
We're a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
You gotta duck down, Eric.
And we have a $10 Amazon tripod on a box.
I spent my own money, okay?
Are you getting this? Eric, please.
Let's make it a good day.
You're a tiger.
Give it up for Debbie Gibson, everyone.
We do it our own way.
I'm gonna start crying and laughing so hard.
I did not do that.
Now, here's Jason.
Hi, everybody. Small box. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to Monday. Hi, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you're all doing well. That's a true, you just saw there in the cold open, that really did happen. That actually just happened in our pre-show meeting. I'm not kidding. We work for a corporation that's worth what? 4, 5, $18 trillion. And executive producer Jeff comes in because we do this thing called the Jason Show Before the Show on well, we used to do it on Facebook. Now it's on our YouTube page. Anyway, so we tried to get fancy. When we moved it over to YouTube. And this is how we got fancy. Jeff went to Amazon and bought a $7 tripod. You went on the Amazon. And then he comes in and he realizes that he needs to put it on something to stabilize the camera. Because, let me shake, this is what the show looked like on the YouTube. Like that. That's what Did I break the camera? I think I just broke the camera. Anyway, so that's what our before the show looked like. So Jeff thought it would be a great idea to go to Amazon, not like a professional TV store, but he went to the Amazon to buy a $7 tripod, and then he realized that he needed to set it on something to stabilize it. So I'm not joking. Hand to Dolly Parton. He goes out into the newsroom. This is what he did. I'm not making this up. Eric can tell you. He went out in the newsroom. He goes, I need to get a box. He grabbed a Keurig coffee pod box to set it on, realizing that was not tall enough. So then he went back out into the newsroom and grabbed the step stool that short anchors stand on to match the tallness of their co-anchors. So that's...
I'm a MacGyver.
That's MacGyver. And I'm just going to tell you, that's the quality broadcast you're watching right now. That's right. Thank you. You're watching a professional television endeavor. Let's get started. Roll it, Leo. Let's do this. Yes. Oh. Kendall is taking a few days off. Give it up for the OG of our show, the OG Sidekick. It's Shane Wells, everyone. Hi, Shane.
Hi.
This isn't your first time since we went to Chicago, right?
No.
No, you've been here before.
Yeah, I'm a regular.
How you doing?
I'm good. What's your weekend highlight?
My weekend, good. Right off the bat, Dance Mom.
I know you got one.
Let me see. Weekend highlight. Oh God, I know what it was. I didn't think I was going to get any fish for Fish Fry Friday, and I ended up getting fish. And I know that's how pathetic people think I live. That's how pathetic my life is. That fried fish was the highlight, but yes.
Okay.
That was it. How about you?
I was not expecting that.
No.
No, I wasn't. Mine was probably that I overslept to go to the gym, and that felt really good. Do
you know how pathetic we both sound right now? The fact that your weekend highlight was oversleeping,
so we didn't have the kids this weekend, so I got to oversleep.
That's a treat.
So this was huge.
Yeah.
I've watched so much TV.
I hung out, and this is what we call a relatable, and you'll be able to relate to this. I hung out with some nieces over the weekend. Now, when I entered into Colin's family, these nieces were probably, I think, 6, Well, yeah, maybe 4 years old.
I like that you're asking Jeff.
I know, I'm looking over at Jeff like he
6,
knows.
right?
Anyway, I look at Jeff for everything. I just, when I'm not sure about something.
Yeah.
But when I entered Colin's family, these nieces were maybe like 4 or 7. And now one of them is a senior in high school.
Oh.
And the other one is, I think, a freshman. And the one, her name is Vivian. And I used to love making fun of Vivian. When she was a kid, I used to pick on her, like jokingly.
Sure.
We used to pick on each other. And now she's at that age where she wants nothing to do with you. Like, you know what I mean? You know that those years of teenagers? They want, you're not cool anymore.
You're on TV. You should have some cred.
She couldn't have cared less.
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
she had a friend at the cabin with her. I made them homemade. This was my favorite part. Viv used to I make, hello, you guys know this. I make homemade biscuits and gravy. I make homemade biscuits. And Vivian, when she was a kid, used to watch me make the biscuits. So I woke up on one of the mornings to make the biscuits, and her mom Leslie, hi Les goes, hey Vivian, do you want to watch The Master at Work? And this was Vivian's response, no. No. And I'm like, what happened to my little niece that used to love to sit there and watch me roll the dough? She couldn't have cared. I could have been on fire and she wouldn't have cared.
Well, she would have got a TikTok video.
She would have made me burning
Viral.
into a TikTok video. Yeah. But I love her. But I love that. It's just good years. I like, hanging out with your friends, and I remember that. It was exciting, those years of teenagehood.
It's fun for you, but nobody else.
Nobody else.
No one else around you.
Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Roll it, Leo. Here we go. Oh, I couldn't. This is one of those days I said I couldn't. I'm glad I got a show because I couldn't wait to talk about this. At long last, the new season of the new era of The Real Housewives of New York debuted last night, featuring an all-new cast because Bravo blew this up a couple years ago. Before I give you my thoughts, so this is toward the end of the pilot episode, and it highlights my favorite housewife of the Jenna Lyons, who was the creative director at J. Crew.
Okay.
You would know her when you see her, like, oh yeah, you've seen her in headlines. The other women get into her legendary closet and start trying on her expensive clothes, and then this happened.
I was like looking at what she's wearing, and I was like, is that from Jenna Lyons' closet? Did you guys go to Jenna Lyons' closet?
Are you okay with this?
Oh my God. Ridiculous. Careful, you might stick to each other.
When I realized that they were wearing my clothes, fine, but then I watched them start to go towards each other to hug.
Oh, this is stick to.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. She's going to kill us.
No.
Oh my God. I'm just gonna not watch.
Don't.
Sequins and lace. Do this.
I'm more worried about the shirt that's Valentino, but it's okay.
The one shirt, vintage Valentino. Just, here's my, just so you know, Roni, Real Housewives of New York is my favorite of all the housewives. I love it. It's my nap show, meaning I have it on repeat in my house. It's in the background. I love it. I love every cast version of it. I was you heard me on this show, I was very critical of Bravo blowing up the whole thing, kind of the baby with the bathwater. I didn't know if they should have just retooled it or did what they did, which was a whole new cast, a whole new era. I was skeptical. I still love the old cast, but I liked this.
Oh.
I liked this. I think I liked this very much. Are
you scared to like it
I think
more?
I capital L liked it. Yeah. And you know me, I was ready. Phil, stop it. I was ready. It would be much more fun to come on the air and hate it. It would be fun TV. I like Jenna, that housewife. I like Uba, who is I think she's a model. And I love her. She also owns a hot sauce company. Oh. And there's another one named Erin, who's the no-nonsense one. She's born and raised in Manhattan. Those are my three favorites. They were captivating. I
have to ask, though, there has to be a villain, right?
Brynn.
Brynn's going to be the villain.
All I need to tell you is her tagline. Her tagline, she goes, I like to laugh,
But if you make me mad, I'll date your dad.
Oh.
So yeah.
Ew.
But yeah, she's the young single one, and she's a little bit of the pot stirrer.
Okay.
Altogether, B+, almost an A- for this pilot. Yeah, I'm hooked. Yeah.
Did you hear that they rebooted Dance Moms? Have you done that one yet?
No, did they reboot Dance Moms?
Yeah.
Are you in it?
Not yet.
Okay, yeah.
Working on it.
Because my favorite thing was Shane's a Dance Mom now, and I get Dance Mom updates. The drama surrounding...
I have another one for you. I'll tell you later.
Oh, fabulous. I can't wait. Can you tell the audience too later?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, fabulous. Sure. We have a lot more to come. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment, everybody. Welcome back. Brand new week.
Hello.
That was like a late surge of clapping there. I liked it. No, I know. It's. I love our audience today. They're very devoted. Welcome back. Taylor Swift, maybe you've heard, is in the middle of her epic, record-breaking Eras tour. And now, not a lot of T Swift fans in the audience today.
Lukewarm.
I heard she makes like, what is it, $10 million a show? Oh my goodness.
Wait, per show?
Per show. I heard that number from the teenagers this weekend. Anyway, and now she's breaking more records thanks to the release of her latest re-released album. Did you get that? Called Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace. Look.
Not it.
I say this every time we roll that video. The image on that video, it looks like those religious candles. Taylor, because she has like a little glow behind her, you know what I mean? Just saying. Thanks to this album, Taylor is the first woman to have 4 albums on Billboard's top 10 list at once.
What?
Yeah, the only other artists to accomplish this feat are Herb Albert, Herb Albert. Chives, scallions.
Paprika. You want to try again?
Should I try again?
Yeah. Redo.
Herb.
You got
Are we still on?
there.
Can
Yeah.
we just go home? Well, I think we should
We're
just
doing
go
it
home.
live.
We'll
We're
take the
doing it
audience
live.
to Denny's or something. Yeah, we'll go. Herb Albert and Prince. Albert. Let's move on. It's time for a special serving of hot dish all the way from Hollywood. Give it up for Brad from TMZ. Hi, Brad.
It is Monday, I can tell.
Yeah, Brad, I know. Okay, first up, this was scary. Jason Aldean had a moment at his concert over the weekend. What happened?
Yeah, I mean, if you were in the U.S. Over this weekend, you know how hot it was, really across the country. And Jason Aldean, he felt that. He had a show in Connecticut. And you see video, he's up there, he's performing, he's singing. And I don't know, Jason, if he feels like he's going to throw up or what's going on. But you see him, he kind of puts his head into his shoulder there before running off stage. Now, we know the show was canceled after that moment. And his team claims that he was suffering from what they believed was heat stroke. He had been out golfing during the day, taking in the heat, and then of course, with that humidity and the stage lights and performing in jeans and a hat, couldn't have done him any favors either.
But he's okay?
He's doing all right and will resume his tour. So this show, unfortunately, stopped early, but the rest of the tour should be okay.
I mean, man, it is hot. I was in Florida last weekend. The feels like temperature was 117 degrees.
That is insane. So yeah, he was feeling that too.
Yeah, the only thing that should be out in that weather is iguanas. That's the only thing, yeah.
They would love it.
Yeah. Next, and we have an RIP, the inspiration
for some of the trendiest handbags on earth has died. What do we know here?
So Jane Birkin of the famous Birkin bag, she's passed away. She was 76 years old, Jason. And look, she was an actress. She was a singer. She had kind of been out and about in the last few years, but she had some health issues over the last couple of years. She suffered a mild stroke and kind of disappeared from public eye for a little bit. But I don't think a lot of people realized that there was an actual inspiration, or that at least Jane was tied to the Birkin bag. But just a really impressive career that spanned movies, music, and obviously fashion too.
Those bags range from $10,000 to $250,000.
They ain't cheap, that's for sure.
No, yeah. Finally, this story. We've been talking about this for the last hour. BB Rexha's boyfriend is in trouble, as Tootie used to say. What happened?
I mean, we call him boyfriend now, Jason, but we may find out that this is the ex, because this text exchange is pretty gnarly. BB Rexa, she screenshotted a text message from her boyfriend there, where they had clearly been in some sort of argument where he maybe said that she had looked different because she gained weight. Now, what he is doing here essentially is defending what he had said to her. He said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I love you. I said that your face had changed because he said you gained 35 pounds. And she obviously wasn't happy about it. She just kind of posted his text message exchange. We don't know when it was from or if they have split since. But there is a lot of back and forth online about this thing. Some people saying, look, it was an open and honest conversation. Other people saying he stepped his boundaries. Clearly, if you're BB, you think that he overstepped his boundaries, and that should really be the only opinion that counts here.
Yeah, call me crazy. I don't think you should ever tell someone you love, hey, by the way, your face has changed.
Yeah, because of your weight gain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty nasty if you look at it that way.
Absolutely. Brad, your face has not changed. You look lovely
You
as
either.
ever.
Thank you, Jason. You too.
Thank
Happy
you.
Monday.
Have a good week, my friend. We'll talk to you later. More of these stories at TMZ.com. No. As someone who is hypersensitive about body issues, and my husband's the same way, if either of us had said anything like that, we'd be calling 1-800-divorce attorney. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I like how we don't even know his name.
No.
Just the boyfriend, and he doesn't matter. Discarded.
Yeah, and you can't use the umbrella. I'm just being honest. Sometimes you got to keep your mouth shut. You know, sometimes there's too honest. You don't need to hear that.
No, you know that's going to do no good.
Oh, no good at all. I had a woman recently take a picture with me. This is true story, and I know she didn't mean anything by it, but it's in this vein of she took a picture. She's right next to me, and I have my arm around here. She has her arms around me, and she looked at me. She looks up at me. She says, "Jason, you have lost weight, but you know your face is still big." She was chubby cheek. Yeah, chubby cheeks. I'm like, okay, next. Yeah,
That's one of those. Just give it a pause
maybe
before you talk.
I like the first part of that, but you could have left off the second sentence.
Yep.
Because
Period.
I'm aware that no matter what I lose, I will always look like I'm storing something for winter. You know what I mean? I get it. Next in the dish, The Bachelor. This is so great. This is so great.
Wait, you're talking about The Bachelor and you're excited?
Yeah, you'll see why. No, you'll see why. This is so good. The Bachelor is about to get mature. Okay. ABC. Aaron, I'm trying. I'm really trying, Aaron. ABC has revealed who will star as the Golden Bachelor. Look.
He posts his thirst traps in a leather-bound album. His DMs have postage. He gets the early bird special anytime he wants. If you call him, he'll answer the phone. He doesn't have gray hair. He has wisdom highlights. Florida wants to retire and move to him. He's Gary.
And I'm your first Golden Bachelor.
It's your
How old? He's 71 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. Mark my word. I'm not joking. Bravo, ABC, first of all. This is going to be a hit.
This is going to be a hit. I'm going to watch this.
That was such a clever trailer.
Great
teaser,
promo.
too, compared to what they normally do.
Which is ridiculous.
Snooze City.
The show is being billed as a senior citizen bachelor. Gary is 71 years old and that's my favorite drop from Howard Stern. Gary. What's that? Are you ready for Gary?
Oh, nice.
Front row's ready for Gary. I gotta.
Heated in here.
Yeah. She's like, oh crap, they showed me. Anyway, Gary is 71. Gary was married for 43 years before his wife passed away in 2017. The Golden Bachelor is coming this fall to ABC.
They need something new because I can't even watch that show anymore.
No, when you used to love it.
I am like the ultimate Bachelor fan, was.
Well, they also need it because Hollywood is a Spirit Halloween store now, so there's no shows coming out. Yeah. Next on the dish, speaking of Hollywood and it being closed. So the new Haunted Mansion movie from Disney premieres, I believe, next week. And some of the stars of the film, Jamie Lee Curtis and Owen Wilson, visited the actual Haunted Mansion in Disneyland in Anaheim to surprise guests. Look at this.
You guys ready?
Oh, let's do this!
Let's do this!
Come on!
Yeah!
Do I look okay?
You look great. Fantastic.
I'm not scared. Are you scared?
Is this hard? I'm scared. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Hello, foolish mortals. Hello. Welcome to the Haunted Mansion.
You're tired! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, no. You might see Madame Leota down there. She's a head full.
So, don't worry, foolish mortals. Due to the actor strike, none of the actors appeared at the movie's red carpet. They didn't cross the picket line. Instead, Mickey, Minnie, Cruella de Vil, some influencers, some D-list people stood in their place. Yeah. Haunted Mansion, like I said, debuts next Friday. It's one of the best classic rides of Disneyland and Disney World, and like I said, Jamie Lee plays Madame Leota, the spirit in the crystal ball.
I've never been. Is it an actual like scary haunted house?
No, it's really tepid. Kids can go through it. There's really, look, there are some dark images, and if your kid doesn't like skeletons and stuff like that, but it's not like, there's not jump scares and stuff like Universal has. It's a classic ride. It's actually the last ride at Disneyland that Walt had anything to do with. He wanted the Haunted Mansion to happen. He looked at different, not scripts, but different concepts for it. So it was really one of the last rides that he ever had a hand in. So.
Are you looking forward to this movie?
I am. Eddie Murphy did one that was horrible about the Haunted Mansion.
That's why it sounded familiar.
This one actually looks pretty good. Danny DeVito's also in it, so I'm looking forward to this one. Speaking of movies, next in the dish, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 Electric Boogaloo debuted over the weekend. And while it basically, thank you, and while it basically tallied the same box office totals as Indiana Jones 5, the narrative, I love that word, the narrative is a little different, and I don't know why. What am I talking about? Media outlets were quick to praise the $80 million opening as a success for Mission Impossible. But 2 weeks ago, when Indiana Jones debuted to $80 million, but some entertainment writers called it a flop. And they basically had the same budget, and they star two classic stars. As I was reading, and I look at the box office totals over the weekend because I'm a nerd and I have no life, and I know that we're going to talk about it, it kind of boggled me. I'm like, wait a minute. It had, actually, I think Indy domestically had a couple more $1 million. And people were like, oh my God, it's a flop. It's another flop for Disney. But yet, Mission was considered basically a success.
Did you see both?
I saw both, and I like Indy more.
Okay.
But I didn't dislike Mission Impossible. I thought Mission Impossible was great. But it's clocking in at 3 hours, and I wanted that mission to be over at like the 2:40 mark. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, okay, Tom, find the key. We gotta go. Daddy gotta go to bed. We're gonna take a break. We have such a good show. Go get some more coffee, and we'll be back after this. Back in a moment. Much more is headed your way, so stay right there. Coming up in just a little bit, it's another edition of Kendall's Book Club. What is she reading, and what should you be reading right now? You'll find out. Then it's my latest best thing ever. It's a documentary from HBO about a Hollywood icon. Plus, we're opening up Jason Show Mailbag to find out what you're saying this week. So, I've given you a lot of reasons to stay right there. We'll be right back.
And just like that, we're back. Hi. Summer is a good time to find a new book. It's actually a great time to find a new book. Maybe you're going on vacation, you want something to read on the plane or the beach, or just need a distraction from your kids because they're still in summer vacation and they're driving you crazy. Well, Kendall and her mom first row clapped on that one. Kendall and her mom team up once again to share 2 great new picks in another edition of Kendall's Book Club. Take a look.
Hello, and welcome back to Book Club. Mom and I have a couple of summer reads for you. Would you like to go first?
I absolutely would love to. My book is called All Good People Here. The author is Ashley Flowers. Debut novel. She happens to be the host of the #1 crime podcast in America called Crime Junkies, if you've ever heard of it. So I was intrigued. First sentence starts with, the residents of Wakarusa, Indiana could spin gossip faster than a spider spins its web. So of course I had to read this. We've got a small town, we've got dual timelines, multiple murder victims, sometimes a few too many red herrings. Sometimes she gets a little bogged down in the details, but I still really like this book. Our main character, name is Margot Davies, returns to her childhood home of Wakarusa 20 years after the brutal murder of her best friend and neighbor, 6-year-old January Jacobs. She's a newspaper journalist. Her job is on the line right now, but she knows she has to come back to Wakarusa, even though she needs to, up her game with her job because her uncle, who basically raised her, is suffering from early onset dementia, and she's the only person who can help him. So, of course, soon after she arrives, another little girl, 6-year-old girl, goes missing. And Margot's like, I have got to investigate this. This sounds just like the murder of my girlfriend back 20 years ago. And this leads to, she knows there's a connection with January's murder. So she unearths multiple skeletons in the town closet. She finds out all sorts of family secrets she didn't know about, very twisty, very turny. And the interesting thing is, the ending left me very, I guess I could only say, uneasy. Which, of course, I think you should all read it. It's a solid, good summer read.
Love it. I went with the classic Jennifer Weiner. It's called The Summer Place.
Yes.
You might have read her book, Good in Bed, or seen the movie, of course I can't think of it, but
In
with
Her
the
Shoes.
Thank you. In Her Shoes with Cameron Diaz. This book is about a family, really, and every single chapter is taken from a different family member's point of view. We have our matriarch, Ronnie, who is a former best-selling author who quit writing. No one knows why, and what happened to her, that past that she's tried to keep hidden, might come up. We have her 2 children, Sam and Sarah, who are both in their late 30s. Sam's wife just passed away, and he's trying to figure out how to raise her son. Sarah's marriage is falling apart. She doesn't know what's happening with her husband, but she's trying to hold it together because they're just getting out of the pandemic era. And her stepdaughter is getting married. She, of course, Ruby, wants to get married at the summer place. This is the house that Sarah would summer at, Ronnie's dream home she provided for her children. So every chapter kind of looks at everyone's past and how it has built into their future. Jennifer Weiner is just a classic summer author. It's a good book to just read on the beach. It all takes place on the Cape, so of course it's just very picturesque. And I like the idea that every single person in the family is a little funny, it's a little witty, but they all kind of have rose-colored glasses about the past. Some of them do. Excuse me. Some of them make mistakes in their past that are coming back to haunt them. Will they all be able to figure it out by the end of summer and be able to save their relationship and their family? You'll see. But it's just a really good, classic, familial summer read. So Jennifer Weiner, The Summer Place.
Sounds fantastic.
Thanks, Kendall. Thanks, Sid. Did Kendall have a little hiccup there? That's my girl. That's fantastic. If you missed the titles of these books or you want to check out previous book club picks, head to the Jason Show YouTube page. Just search The Jason Show and click subscribe, and you'll see different categories. And I think we even broke out the book club under character, not titles, but under... Why am I trying today? Why am I... It's on Facebook too? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I swear when we come back, I'm going to learn how to talk. I promise. Also, coming up in just a little bit, we're going to open up the Jason Show mailbag to hear what you have to say. But first, it's a best thing ever. It's a documentary on HBO that really, really moved me. And I think it'll do the same for you. What is it? You're going to find out when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. Stay with us. Welcome back. Glad you're here. Welcome back, my friends. Recently, this was recommended to me, and I couldn't wait to watch. I checked out the new HBO documentary about a Hollywood icon, a Hollywood legend, and one of the first celebs, I would say the first celeb, to die of AIDS in the 80s. And I'm calling this documentary my latest best thing ever, everybody. That's right. Our version of Oprah's favorite things. Well, before I give you my thoughts on Rock, it's called Rock Hudson, All That Heaven Allowed. And it covers, now before we roll this, let me kind of set this up a little bit. I want to say that one of the great things that I loved about this documentary is what it did for young folks that only know Rock Hudson as a headline. And they have kind of reduced Rock to just a headline in conjunction with AIDS and the AIDS epidemic of the 80s. What this documentary does so well is at the beginning of it, it really reminds you or tells you that Rock Hudson was right up there with Elizabeth in the constellation of giant stars in the golden era of Hollywood. Rock Hudson was an Elizabeth Taylor and a James Dean and a Marilyn Monroe and a Clark Gable. He was right up there. What you're getting ready to see is in the 80s, Rock knew he was sick. I believe at this point, Rock knew that he had AIDS. And he had signed on to guest star in the ABC primetime soap Dynasty. Now you got to remember, we knew very little about AIDS, how it was transmitted, thus an ingredient of the hysteria surrounding it. So Rock was on Dynasty and had to film a scene where he kissed Linda Evans, who played Crystal Carrington on the show. And Rock kept his mouth shut, literally, having take after take, closed his lips in kissing Linda. And the director made him do the scene over and over again. The scene airs on ABC. It's revealed he has AIDS in the National Enquirer, and hysteria followed. And here is Linda Evans talking about the hysteria after the announcement. Listen.
What's the shocking reason Rock Hudson hid his tragic illness? Why has the news terrified his Dynasty co-stars? Inquiring minds want to know.
I want to know.
There were, to my shock, people on the set who wouldn't come into the makeup room when I was there. There were people who wouldn't work with me, and so they had to change scenes because I might have AIDS. I had personal friends who wouldn't come over to dinner. I mean, people went into fear, tremendous fear. I was never afraid I would have AIDS, no matter what they printed, what science they told me. I thought, where's your humanity, or where's your compassion? You know, what's wrong with this world right now?
Yeah, I was already a fan, but Linda Evans just comes off so beautifully in this documentary. What it reminds you of as well as how lonely it must have been for Rock during that time, because, I mean, you heard it there. I was a kid, but I lived through this. I remember the headlines. I remember in my home state of Indiana, you know, we had Ryan White. And so I know what that hysteria was like in my home state. Anyway, but I want to not just focus solely on the AIDS epidemic portion of Rock's life.
This documentary interviews so many people that knew Rock personally, talked about Elizabeth Taylor's unbelievable friendship with Rock, talked about Doris Day's friendship with Rock. And again, it told you, it reminded you that Rock was the biggest thing going. He was in Giant, which is arguably one of the biggest movies, well, in Hollywood in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, but just one of the biggest movies ever. I mean, hello, it had the aforementioned Elizabeth Taylor and James Dean. But it also was a little sad in the fact that you know right from the beginning that Rock is really living several lives. He's pretending to be Rock Hudson, the movie star. He's pretending to be a straight man, knowing that if anything ever came out that he was gay, it would ruin his career. So he was an actor on so many fronts that's just sad, really sad. Rock Hudson, All That Heaven Allowed, is a great documentary. It's fascinating. It's heartbreaking. It'll give you all the feels, and I couldn't recommend it more. It's available right now on Max, and that's why it's my latest best thing ever. Everybody, there we go. Yeah, you do. You forget. It's just a good-looking man. You just. Yeah, and also, yeah, just a good guy. I mean, just also very, very kind and nice. There wasn't one person that had a bad thing to say about him. And just go watch it. It's so good. We're going to take a break. What are you saying this week about our show? You're going to find out when we open the mailbag next. Stay with us. Woo! Fun. Hey, don't forget, get tickets to our show. Go to eventbrite.com, search for The Jason Show. Pick a day, and please only pick a day where you can actually show up. It's that's right, like these fine folks. It's Monday, and every Monday we take a look at what you have to say about our show. Leo, open up The Jason Show mailbag. Here we go. First up,
You got me.
an email from Michelle. Hello, Michelle. She says, I never do this, but had to express my love for the show. I've been a longtime viewer of another network. I know, but hey, no, it gets better. And decided months ago to make a change. I stumbled upon your show and fell in love at first sight. I can't pinpoint a specific reason why. Just everything about it just makes my heart sing. I look forward to watching every single episode and plan my day around Jason and Kendall. They have a chemistry that's unmatched and sincerely a joy to witness. Much love to you all. Thank you, Michelle. Well, that's nice. I know.
It's true. We don't often reach out to say we loved something or had a great time somewhere. We just do it when we don't like things.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's lovely when people do this.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to remember that. I'm not joking. I try to remember that on the show when something good happens. I try to, or good service or anything. I try to mention it on the shows. Next, I predicted this. Late last week, I showed you a half a gallon. Oh, God. I showed you a half gallon of Kemp's ice cream that Kemp's put my face on. Well, Kelly sent us a message saying, where can I get this ice cream? I went to Cub and Target today. Yeah. Okay, so here's the deal. As I posted this on social media and I tried to explain it, but this is proof that, and I don't do it either. People don't read the post, they just look at the visual.
Yeah.
Kemp's did this as a promotional thing to publicize that, like the Jason Show, they had expanded into Chicagoland. So this isn't available. But feel free to email Kemp's all you want and get the ice cream. Yeah. Come on, Kemp's. I mean, make it a limited run. Make it a limited run and put it in local stores.
Yeah, it's fun.
Why not? I mean, hell, I'll print up the packaging for you. I mean, I'm not going to do that. But anyway, next, we got several messages about the photo that I shared last week where a woman put her feet up on the wall of an airplane and keeping them up for about good 40 minutes. Wendy in Seattle says, Jason, I totally agree that it's never appropriate to put your feet on the airplane wall. Just thinking about the bacteria deposited on the wall is disturbing. Wendy, I couldn't love you more. Now, Miranda has a different take. She says, hey, Jason, love you, but wanted to give another perspective. I have a condition called POTS. Basically, my nervous system doesn't work. And when my heart is racing, I have to put my feet up like that to get the blood to circulate. With pressure on the planes, my symptoms usually flare. I totally get what you're saying. I'm usually super embarrassed if I have to put my legs up in public, but just wanted to throw the possibility out there. Miranda, you are probably, well, let me rephrase that. Miranda, you are absolutely right. I love that perspective, but I can guarantee you that was not her problem. I will.
Jason, what was her problem?
Her problem, it rhymed with Chardonnay. That's what it rhymed with. I think that's what her.
It rhymed with or it was?
It might have was Chardonnay.
Okay,
yeah. Real Chardonnay, yeah. No, I get it, and I do think about that, but generally speaking, I think the majority of people on the plane that do that type of bad behavior do not have a condition. The only condition they have is rudeness. I don't think they have a condition that makes them, Miranda, of course. Anyway, Renee has a comment about our road trip story to Chicago last week. She says the road trip piece was exceptional. I would love to be on your next road trip. Yeah. Let me tell you, we are a hoot and a holler on a road trip, let me tell you.
I just want to be a fly in the car.
Oh.
I don't want to be in it, like part of it. I just want to be like listening.
Wow, thanks, Shane. We were going to invite you to our road trip to Seattle, too.
I just want like an earpiece in there. What did they say?
Yeah, we talked about anything and everything. Yeah. Next up, and I think we have one more piece from the road trip. Yeah, coming up in a couple weeks. Next up, an email from Kaylin and Nicole. They say, our household loves watching the Jason Show, but we have a golden retriever who equally loves our attention. We decided to train our dog River to relax with us when it's time to watch. So here's a video of it in action. Take a look. That is fantastic.
Jason's on. Relax.
Now, what's better than that? Oh, that is fantastic.
And we should just end the show right there.
I mean, there's nothing better than that.
We're good.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page. You can watch full episode segments and the live before the show. Just search for The Jason Show on YouTube and hit subscribe. We're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Back in a moment. That's great. Oh, yes. Time for the world's shortest segment. Today, a major day in pop culture history. On this day in 1955, Disneyland opened for business in Anaheim, California. It was the very first theme park opened by the Walt Disney Company, designed by Walt himself. The park was unveiled during a special TV event on ABC. Disney got the idea for an amusement park while watching his daughters on a merry-go-round. He wanted to create a place where adults and children could have fun together. Since opening, the park has added numerous new attractions, including recently Mickey's Toontown refurbished, California Adventure Park, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Disney World opened in Orlando in 1971. We'll be right back. Back in a moment.
I didn't know land came first.
What? Wrapping things up. Welcome back, everybody. Everyone. Time for the surprise goodbye. Today, could this story be any cooler? It seems someone in a new Texas neighborhood is a big fan of the show Friends. All the streets in this Tyler, Texas area are references to the iconic NBC show. You'll see names like Gunther Drive and Pivot Road and the intersection of Ona and Break. Anna Break.
We're on a break.
We're on a break? Or Una. Or Herb Alpert. Yeah. Referencing Ross and Rachel's famous feud. That's right.
I want to live there.
I do too.
Okay.
On a break or Una break. Yeah.
Una.
Someday I'll get it right. Anyway. Hey, tomorrow on the show, Jared from Thrifty Traveler's back, and he's talking about why flying is actually getting more affordable. Why is this happening? Let's tell us. Plus, producer Ted owes us, and we're making him pay.
Ooh.
You'll see tomorrow, but right now that's going to do it for us. If you're watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, go out there and be yourself because nobody can tell you're doing it wrong. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Una break. We're on Una break.